I hope you can see it. So if you could still remember, I mentioned that this is a recorded session. So anything that you mention, anything that you share with us will be recorded also. Okay? So to start with, I'd like to, what do you call this one? Request everyone to please type Saturday if you can hear me and if you could see me loud and clear. Okay. Ayan, Saturday. I think everyone can see me man siguro and then hear me. Actually, right now, it's raining and I hope in Taguluan or in any other places, okay lang kayo dyan. So we will start actually by 4:30, just like what I promised. I'm just giving you some, what they call this one, some pep talk so that your time will not be wasted, okay? So to give you some information also, I'd like to remind everyone na this coming October 14 up until to 18 will be the midterm examination. So it would mean that your exam is already fast approaching. So the examination that I will be giving with you guys will be in online form and in Google form. So the schedule on yung binigay sa amin is that 14 is for Saturday classes. I think 14 is on Saturday man siguro. Let's try to check our calendar before I will begin. So based on this, on my calendar, 14 is Friday. So probably your examination on me will be on the 15th. Okay. So the examination, so that everyone can prepare, I will have it scheduled by 5 p.m. onwards. So you will be given at least, that would depend on the number of items I will be giving. It could either range from 30 minutes up until to 1 hour. It will be via Google form. So just like what we did the other time, na I provided the link through what they call this one during our video call. So it would mean that during examination, you are required to attend the video call, I mean the online session, because doon ko ibibigay yung link for the examination. Okay? Again, your midterm examination will be on October 15. That will be via Google form and then online lang po yung exam natin. Hindi siya face-to-face. Okay? Any questions or clarifications before I proceed with my discussion for today? Could you please turn on your microphone if you have any other question?
None so far, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's just wait until nga mag 4:30 ah. Okay. Again, for those who have just joined us, go to your in-call messages. May ibibigay akong link for the attendance. Okay. Okay. So if you could still remember, I promised to provide a video lecture last week. Diba? I was not able to join you guys because I have important matters to attend to. But then I've decided over the week na I will not provide the video lecture because the two topics will be quite quite complicated, and I need to discuss it so that if there will be questions, right, then I can just answer it. Okay? Kaya kung video lecture kung ihatag, basin bitaw, dili matubag ang mga questions na ihatag ni student. Okay? So I'll be sharing my screen, and then for this day, I'll be discussing only two topics. Okay? So just like what we had, Yapon, I'll be using the the materials coming from W3 schools. If you have anything else, or if you have your laptop with you guys, you can just go over it and then what do you call this one? Browse on it. Okay? So, ayan. Okay, so for this day, we will be discussing about two topics. The first one is SQL Update, and then the second one is SQL Delete. So in the IT, in the concept of IT and computing domain, si update tsaka si delete is quite medyo, it's quite restricted. Like not everyone can do it. It's because you will be making changes to the database. Ano yung changes na pwedeng gawin in the database na medyo kumbaga, if you will be given access or if you will be taught on how to do it, then there might be tendency that the database will be affected. Okay? So for example, for SQL update, if you will perform SQL update, there will be some modifications, meaning kaya mong baguhin ang content ng table or ng database. And then if you will do SQL delete, you are then provided with the access to delete or to remove a particular data in the database. Okay? That's why we seldom provide lectures on how to do it, especially, for example, if you will be trained on a particular management information system or any information system that is capable of updating and deleting, not everyone will be given the privilege or hindi lahat is tinuturuan because any changes on the database will result to either inaccurate report or inconsistencies of the data. Diba? Imagine if, for example, if you are dealing with a payroll system and then everyone can do an update and then delete. So that would mean nga they can either change their salary or they can even delete a particular payroll period. So that's why hindi lahat binibigyan ng privilege in doing such things. Okay? I hope I'm clear on that one. So for this discussion, I need you to keep in mind na if you will be, for example, in the near future, you will be given the task to perform such functions, you need to perform it with with utmost care. Ibig sabihin, hindi po pwede na you do it like, ano bitong, murarakag nagdula-dula. You need to do it with careful. You need to do it carefully. Okay? So let's have first our first topic, which is SQL Update Statement. So this one is used to modify the existing records in the table. Ayan. So we have here the syntax. So just like what I mentioned, the syntax is the format on how you will do it or how you will implement it in a particular database. So we have here, you have the update and then the table name. You have also here another SQL keyword, which is set. Set is used to provide what value will be changed. So for example, for column 1, this will be the new value. For column 2, this will be the new value. Okay? So this part here is already the part wherein you are changing a particular record in the database. Now, the where condition, just like what we have discussed, this one provides a criteria kung sino lang yung i-update natin. Okay? So again, you have here the update part. This one is specifying which part of that or which table are you going to update. The second row is for uh, updating the particular column based on a certain value. So for example, if you would want to update column 1, then this one will be the new value for column 1. For column 2, this will be the new value, yung i-declare mo. And then, for the where condition, this one will specify kung aling row ang i-update mo. Okay? So it would mean na if wala itong where na condition, automatically all of column 1 will be updated and then all column 2 will be updated. Okay? We have here a note from W3 Schools. Be careful when updating records in table. Notice the where clause in the update statement. The where clause specifies which record or records that should be updated. If you omit the where clause, all records in the table will be updated. Okay? Ito yung importance ni where clause. So, there are two types of update. You either update based on a particular criteria or you update everything, diba? But usually when we do update, we only update based on a given criteria. That's why where clause is very important. Again, the where clause specifies which specific records should be updated. If this one will be removed, then all of the records will be updated. Okay? Napansin nyo ba yung problema? Again, if you will not put the where condition, lahat ng columns is ma-update. If you will put the where condition, you will only update a specific record. Okay? Not all of the columns. Okay? Now let's go to the demonstration. Ay, wait muna. I will be asking sa if you have questions. Kung may question, you can just turn on your microphone and then ask me questions. Or you can just chat it in the in-call messages. Kung walang question, please type update in your in-call messages. Please type update. Ayan. Klaro man po siguro, no? Okay, please type update if you don't have any other questions, and then we can proceed with the next one. Yan. Okay, I think majority already. Okay, got it. Very good, very good. Okay, now let's proceed to our demonstration kung paano ginagawa si update para you will know how to do it. Okay, for example, this is our table customers. Ito yung always natin na ginagamit, di ba? So, when we will do an update, we have here an example. So, we'll be updating the customers table. Ito, di ba? This is the table name. And then, we will set we will set contact name into Alfred Schmidt and then the city into Frankfurt. But we specified na only customer ID number 1 is ang kanyang i-update. Okay? Let's try to
Excuse
ano
me,
muna.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, karon pa jud mi kasulod, sir. Sorry.
It's okay, Ferlin. I know it already. Don't worry, this one is recorded. I'll be providing man sa
Thank you,
the ano.
sir.
Okay, now let's proceed with our demonstration. So this one is updating records in a table. So for this example, we have here the SQL syntax. We have update customers. The customer is the table name. We have here contact name. This one is a name in the column, diba? A column name. City is also a column name, and then Alfred Schmidt and Frankfurt are the new values to be used for this particular table. Now, the where clause, this one, will specify kung alin lang dyan ang pwede nating which one or which record will be updated. Okay, now let's try to have it in our demonstration. Sige. Okay, so we have it here. Ano muna natin, di ba? Para you can see. Let's try to select muna all of the records in the database. So select all from customers para you will know. Okay, so if I will run this one, if you notice, you have it here na ito yung laman ng ating tables na yung table natin ng customer, ito yung laman, di ba? Now, if we will try to update, look what will happen na. So for example, if I will not specify the what they call this one, the if I will not provide a where clause in our SQL statement, this one will happen. Ayan. Okay, you have it here. Pansin nyo, you have made changes to the database. 91 records were affected. So it would mean if I will do a select again, if ipapakita ko ito, or if I will show again the customer table, look what will happen. Look what happened to the, sorry. Look what happened to the contact name and then to the city. Ano gali ninyo guys? 'Di ba? Pareha sila tanan. 'Di ba, Frank? Ang iyang contact name is Alfred Schmidt. The city is Frankfurt. Alfred, Frankfurt. Alfred, Frankfurt. So kana siya, this one, nahitabo na siya sa tanan, 91 ka record. So sa lahat ng records diyan, you were able to change it from customer ID number 1 up until to customer ID number 91. So lahat ng name is naging Alfred, Schmidt, and then Frankfurt. Okay? So yan yung one of the problems if you will update a record tapos you will not specify kung aling rows lang yung i-update mo. Okay? Sige daw. Try to ask question para atong maklaro daw. You have a question, Jovelyn. What's your question?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi,
Wala
Jovelyn.
lugar on doon na, sir, or kanang balik dito siya, sir.
Okay, here's the
The
problem.
original format.
Yeah. Okay. So this one, we are doing a demonstration man, di ba? So, pag ako ani siyang sa nagali, if I will just refresh this one, mabalik man siya. But in a real setup, like for example, in the company na gyud, like for example, if you will be employed in the company, if you will do that one, not unless the company has a backup, then you can undo it. Pero kung wala nagali, that's the time, it could either be you lose your job or you will be reprimanded. Okay? Especially if you are in charge with the records. So karon, this one is just demonstration. This is just demonstration. So it would mean na I can just refresh this one. ano mo balik gyapon to sa gyapon. Okay?
Okay,
Balik
sir.
na to
Thank you,
siya.
sir.
So again, dili siya pwede nga kana galing mag-ano ka, it's not possible na if that's why gali I mentioned a while ago na if you will be the in charge for the update gali, or if you are given with the privilege to update, make sure you do it properly. Okay? So thank you, Jovelyn, for asking that one. So again, since this one is just a demonstration, I can just refresh this one. Pero sa tinuod nga setup, pag may tabot sa imo, so dito siya nimo ma-outro. Okay? So magbantay kita gyud kung kita ang ma-in charge sa pag-update. That's why bitaw, if you notice, I don't know if you notice this one ha. Ay wait, ano ginaw? Dapat na ako sa i-update pod gyapon to ang akong kanang gi-open akong SQL pod. So kabantay bitaw mo sa Jollibee. I don't know if you have noticed this one. If magpa-void sila, ang cashier maka-void dili. Who can answer me? Sige daw.
Or
Delete,
Billy.
sir.
'Di ba?
Delete, sir.
'Di ba they will call someone, 'di ba? They will call other
Manager
person.
sila, manager.
So
Yes,
ito
sir.
gali, they will call a
Manager.
oh yeah, they will be calling a manager or a higher individual. So an update is something like that. Mura siya mag-void or mag-change sa order. So dili pwedeng all of you can do it. That's why it's very crucial. Okay? So I hope it will still work. Wait mga. Okay. Wait muna. Okay. Okay, naka-cache ko di ay. Okay. So that's what one example na atong sa nagali maka-learn sa silbi sa SQL update. So not everyone is given the chance to update. So right now, actually, I cannot undo it because my browser is in cache. Meaning, ang iyang basahon is ang last na database. But if I will close this one, which is dili siya okay, kay kung ako nang i-close is ma-end ang atong call, di ba? So I'll just provide you lang with an example if mag-specify ta unsa nga row ang atong i-update. So for example, so let's just use the current situation para we know nga okay, the example we provided a while ago is not a good one, di ba? So if you notice, ayan, if you notice a while ago, yung ginamit ko is, di ba? I updated the customer table and then this one happened, di ba? Lahat ng contact name, lahat ng city is naging Alfred Schmidt. Tapos si Frankfurt, ay lahat ng city is naging Frankfurt. Right? Now, let's try to change the name of the customer into Naphtali Roa. Okay? So how will you do that one? The first thing that you will do, I hope you can see it. Can you see it, guys? I'm sharing my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you notice, we have here the SQL statement, right? So we have set contact name. So first, let's try to look at the table first. So in the table, you have customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, postal code, tapos country. Now, our goal is to change the contact name of the first row ito into Naphtali Roa. So what I will do is that I will just identify first the customer table ito. So I will put update customers because I will be using the table customers. The second row will be for identifying kung ano yung column na i-update ko. So right now, since I am after of changing the contact name, so ilalagay ko dito is contact name. Okay? Be mindful of the spelling. And since we are dealing with characters or letters, we will be using a single or double quote. Kayo na bahala. Okay. So for example, I will use Naphtali Roa. Okay? And then with this one, if you will try to analyze lahat, if this will just be the thing that I will be using, kung ito lang yung gagawin ko, obviously lahat ng contact name is magiging Naphtali Roa, di ba? But if I will specify using the where clause na I will update the table or the column name contact name into Naphtali Roa, pero yun lang ang i-update ko lang is yung my customer ID number 1. So specifically ang maa-update is ito lang row number 1. So let's try to do it. Ayan. If you notice, you have you have made changes to the database rows affected one. So ibig sabihin, isa lang yung na-change ko. So for example, now, I will try to check it gali ha. Okay, look what happened. Na-change wala. Di ba?
Yes, sir.
Change,
Change,
sir.
Because in the example a while ago, I specified nga si customer ID number 1. So yung pangitaon dayon is si customer ID number 1. Muna ang na-change lang is kanilang siya. The rest is wala siya na-change. Okay? So let's have another example. Let's have another example. For example, update nato siya into i-update nato si column name dayon gusto nato ma-update si number 5. So ang atong buhaton is that we will specify kung unsa siya nga column name. This one is customer ID. And then you have number 5. Ato siyang ibutang number 5. Ako nang ipadagan, obviously ang iyang the rows affected will only be isa ka buok. Okay? So kung ako na siyang select all from customers, look what will happen na. Si number 1, nahimong nepali rowa, muna ganina, you also have number 5. Kaya ako mananggi, change ka ganina. Diba? Okay. So, questions before I will provide lots of example. Sige daw. If my question, you can raise your hand or you can turn on your microphone. Sige. Try nating mag-ask ng question para we can understand more. Sige. Kung walang question, let's proceed with another example sa muna ha. So, if you will try to analyze bitaw, sir, why did you use customer ID for your where clause? Diba? If you notice, I use this one, it's because si customer ID is unique. Nganong unique man siya? Meaning wala siya kaparehas. Diba? If you will try to analyze, there will be times nga people will have the same customer name, diba? They might even have the same city, they might have the same address, they might have the same postal code, and they might even have same country, or they might live in the same country. Diba? We have a question from Mary Joy. Mary Joy, what's your question?
Wala,
natuplukan
sir,
lang.
kay natuplukan ra.
Ay, okay. So, ano man siya, ga-pop up man gyud sa ako ang screen man gyud. Okay, so let's go back. Sir, nganong ang imong gigamit para sa where clause is si customer ID man? Guys, I'll just speak in Bisaya ha, kay murag para masabtan nato ha. Or you want me to speak in English or it's okay for me to speak Bisaya?
Bisaya ra, sir. Bisaya ra,
Okay.
sir. Bisaya lang, sir.
Naka-record ba nila ba? And someone might be listening but it's okay. Sige lang, I'll just inform them nga the Bisaya is more, kumbaga, in this situation kay medyo advanced naman siya. Then it will be a big help, di ba? Okay, let's go back. So based on our example right now, si customer ID ang gibasihan for the where clause, it's because unique siya. Wala siya kaparehas. Okay? For example, Galia, look what will happen if I will use the country, di ba? For example, ibutang nato na si Mexico ang akong basihan. Look what will happen, gali ha. For example, indicate na ako nga, i-update na ako ang tanan contact name nga ang iyang country is Mexico. Look what will happen. Okay? Ano galing nyo, gali ha? Okay. If you notice, di ba, I only want number 2, but then ang naapektuhan is 5 kabuk. I change 5 ka rows, di ba? And then if I will check it again, look what will happen. If you notice, lahat ng Mexico is naging Nepali rowa. Di ba? Mexico. Nasaan pa yun si Mexico? Ayan, another Mexico. Naging Nepali rowa. That's why it's really important na when you indicate your where clause, it should be a unique one. Okay? So for example, you were tasked to update the contact name of Centro Commercial Moctezuma. So if you will try to ito na lang si Chop Suey Chinese. So for example, if you were tasked by your boss to please update the contact name of Chop Suey Chinese into TCC. So obviously, what you will do is that you will locate the unique column na pwede niyang gamitin. So I cannot use the contact name as the basis for my where clause. I cannot use this one, the name itself. It's because there might be a tendency na meron akong kaparehas na name, di ba? I could also not use, o di na ako pwede gamiton kanisya, this particular column na address, because I might have the same address, di ba? Like for example, there are people who are living on the same address but different floors, di ba? I could not also use the city because there are a lot of people who are living in the city. And also for the postal code as well as the country. So the safest thing to do is to use the ID. Diba? The ID will provide you a specific row kung ano lang gid ang imong i-update. So for this example, I will be updating row number or customer ID number 14. So to do that one, for example, I will change this one first kasi yung sabi ng boss is update si Chapsuy, yung contact name ni Chapsuy Chinese into TCC. Tapos I need to have it very specific na katulad gid ang dapat niya nga ma-update. So I will indicate customer ID equals 14. Okay? And then I will run the SQL. If you notice, ang na-change lang niya is isa ra gid ka buok, di ba? You only have one. And then if I will try to check this one again, in checking whether na-update ba siya or wala, you just simply use select all from customers. Okay? If I will run this one, look what happened for number 14. Diba? I only change number 14. Wala na akong ibang TCC na na-change. Okay? So again, if you will be doing update, be very, what you call this one, be very careful because there might be a possibility na you will be changing all of it. Okay? So, muna siya ang good example na you need to understand na whenever you do update, you need to have a specific where clause. Okay? Now, there are also examples which, for example, which also allows you to update all of it, but then it really seldom, it's very seldom na may tabo na siya gyud. Usually, when people will try to update, they do it based on a specific request. Diba? For example, update the address of Alfred's, update the address of Around the Horn. Diba? It's very specific, not all good. Kay when you do all of the updates, it would mean nga maglisod pag-search pud gyapon ang imong application. Okay? Sige. Let's try to entertain questions before I will proceed to the next one. Sige, question. Okay. So I understood na maraming nagle-left because of the rain, but I hope they can join us because this is one of the topics na medyo lisod sa sabton. Okay? So, if you don't have any other question, could you please type Mexico in your in-call messages for me to confirm na, sir, I understood it, and then we can proceed with the next one. Mexico. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. I can see a lot of responses here. Very good, very good. Okay, I think everyone understood man siguro the update. So again, the update is used whenever you would want to change a specific record or a particular set of columns in your database. Again, it's only recommended na you do the update based on a specific row, not in all of the records. It's because it will affect the accuracy and consistency of data. Okay, I hope that is clear on your end. Now let's go to the second one, which is very medyo complicated, and then medyo not medyo but really medyo bukat gini siya yung responsibility if you will be in charge for this one. Okay, now let's go for the privilege of deleting a record. Okay, remember when you delete a record, wala na po siyang if there will be no backup available, then you cannot retrieve the record that you are trying to you cannot, or you will not be able to retrieve a particular record once it's deleted, not unless naa siya'y backup. That's why most of the time records, or for example, if the company will be providing you with an access to delete, they need to have you to sign, or they will just naiihatag sa imong papel, you'll be provided with a paper on which particular records you should delete. so that they can have a document nga, okay, nawalaan ta og record because based on our document here, we allowed this particular record to be deleted. Okay? The delete access privilege is not given to everyone. The delete access privilege is only provided when a particular someone or higher than you will tell you nga, okay, you can delete this record. Okay? I'm talking about the practice in the industry. For example, in IT and all and those who are dealing with information systems, we cannot do delete records if we are not told to do so or if we don't have any permission to do it. We are given the access, but then we are not allowed to do it. Sir, if you are given the access, then you can just delete it. No, because in a particular database application, they can trace kung kano siya sa na-delete, when siya na-delete, unsa ang na-delete, and then kinsa ang nag-delete. So for example, nag-delete ko record and then I will just lie in the end nga wala ko nag-delete dana. They can what they call this one, they can trace it. They can check kung kinsa gyud. And then they can tell if whether you are lying or not. Okay? So na inana nga function si database. Like they can trace the logs on a particular day, then they will try to identify which one or who did this, who did that. Okay? So I hope I'm clear. Now let's go to the basics of SQL delete. Now for the delete, I think someone's raising his hand. Tuplo ka na siguro.
Sir,
Pearl? Yes, Pearl.
ma-detect po sir kung unsa nga device ang gigamit pag delete.
Depende. Depende. Based on my experience, for example, in a company, usually you cannot, they don't, what you call this one, address that kind of question nga karang unsa nga device ang gigamit because usually you will be using the database, di ba? The thing that you will be using in accessing the database is the company laptop or company desktop or company computer. So obviously, mag-delete ka dito ra gid sa imong kwan nimo sa katong imong device na gigamit sa based on the company, di ba? Did I answer your question? Yes or no?
Yes sir, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Again na, delete ta basta-basta mag-delete. Especially I'm talking here in the near future nga you will be assigned to do office works and then mag-delete, you are given the privilege to delete taganong power sa inana. Be very careful kay the bread and butter of the company is really the information. Okay? So let's now proceed with the next one. To our discussion. The delete statement is used to delete existing records in a table. It would mean any record not yet available in the table will not be deleted. Anong ibig sabihin? So for example, if there are tables, if there are any records na wala pa siya nasulod sa inyong table, di na niya kaya i-delete. Okay? That's why all of the delete function only, the scope of this one is for those records which are available in your table. So we have here the syntax or the format on how to demonstrate delete. You have delete from, and then the table name, and then the where clause condition. So if you notice, both update and delete, uses where condition in specifying which particular record should you be deleting. Okay, you have it here. Another note from W3 schools. Note, be very careful or be careful when deleting records in a table. Notice the where clause in the delete statement. The where clause specifies which records should be deleted. If you omit the where clause, all of the records will be deleted. Okay, di natin siya na itry ha kay makakon na taon niya. Ayan, you have it here. So this one is our table na gamiton. Okay, let's try to do it. So for example, ayan, this is an example. The following SQL statements delete the customer Alfred's Futterkist from the customers table. So if you notice, you have it here. Delete from customers. So I specified kung anong table yung, which particular table is this record available. And then I specified also what particular name or anong name yung i-delete ko. Okay? So yung anong ang ibitong gigamit kay customer name man, it's because that was the instruction given man, di ba? Pwede man sa gyapon na you will delete it based on the ID if you know the ID, di ba? So let's try to do it. Let's try to demonstrate. Ayan. And then later on sa pinakalas, atong i-delete ang ilang record ha. So for example, this one. So if you notice, wait muna. Select all. Atong ipakita una ang customer table. para maklaro na to. Okay, you have it here. So, we have here Alfred's Vaterkist, di ba? You have Alfred Vaterkist. So, if you will try to implement this one, itong delete from customers where customer name, it should be na pag next na ako nga select all is mahimo ni siyang 90, and then automatically kaning number 1 is mawala. So, if I will run this one, ayan, rows affected is 1. Now, if I will do a select all from customers, obviously dapat kato siya is mawala siya. Yan. If you notice, number 1 was removed. Okay? Nagets ninyo? Diba nawala siya, diba? From kaganina 91 na mo siyang 90. Kaya ako mag-delete. Okay? Now, I also have here another example. Like for example, kabalo ka sa iyang customer ID, diba? So for example, gusto niyo i-delete ang record based on customer ID. Imo siya pakitaon lang sa imong table. For example, customer ID number 3. Yan, pwede na siya inana. Delete from customers where customer ID number 3. Pag ako nang iparun, na iyang one rows affected. Then if I will do a select all from customers, yan. If you notice, number 3 is already missing and the records is already 89. Diba? Sige daw. Questions. I also have here an example nga, for example, gusto kag multiple records nga imong i-delete. Like for example, lugar, you would want to delete all of the records nga naay Mexico. Sige, tayo na to ang tanan records nga naay Mexico. So pwede mo siya specify na country name is equivalent to, again, since it's in Kwan man.
Sir,
Yan,
nagpilit imong kwan, sir. Imong gi-present.
Nag-stop on share screen, sir.
Ay, my goodness. Ay, sa pa. Okay, so atong balik. Sorry, guys.
Wala
Okay.
gid, sir.
Ganina, alawan yung nakitaan ba? Sige, ato lang ibalik na lang. Sorry, guys. How about this one?
Ano, sir?
Ako gipakita.
Okay na, sir. Okay na.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay na, sir.
Oh my goodness. Ay, akong laway ganina. Okay, atong ibalik sa guys ha. So, let's have another example na lang. So, for example, akong ning i-delete or I would want to delete the customer name with around the horn. So, what I did here is that I just changed this one into around the horn. So, take notice, the number of records is 89. So, meaning, pag ako ni siyang i-perform ang delete from customers where customer name is equivalent to around the horn, dapat may mo na siyang 88. Okay? So, ato na i-run. Okay, you have here one rows affected. And then if I will do a select all from customers, ako nang ipadagan, you have 88 na lang dayon. And then if you notice, nawala si around the horn. Diba? Ako ano nyo guys? Okay. Now, I have here also an example nga katugaling specify na to ang ID. Wait lang, I'll just copy na lang this one. So, kaganina, ang gigamit nako is deleting a particular record based on customer name. Now, let's try to delete a particular record based on a customer ID. So, customer ID is equivalent to number 2. So, gusto nato i-delete si number 2. So, just like what I did, or just like what I mentioned a while ago, pag mag-delete ka, automatic si number of records po gyapon is makulangan. So, from 88, dapat kani siya, mahimo siyang 87 pagkaunya. So if I will run this one, you have here rows affected is 1, di ba? Now, if we will try to select all, okay, select all from customers. Yan, if you notice, si number 2 is nawala. Di ba? Ayan. Nawala si customer. So, the reason for that was that a while ago, I specified na si customer ID is 1. 2 sorry. 2. Mutong nawala si number 2. Now, I also have here another example nga I will delete based on kumbaga groupings. Kung ako siyang i-delete nga groupings. So obviously, this record or this set of records can be grouped either in city or country. So if I will delete Frankfurt, automatically since na-change man kaganina nga si Frankfurt ay ang tanang city kay may mong Frankfurt, motong pag akong basihan nga i-delete si city, ma-delete tanan, which is not a good one. So let's try to delete based on country kay na may pares-pares dani nga country. So for example, I will like to delete a record nga ang tanan country or ang tanan records nga naay Germany akong walaon, di ba? So you have it here. So delete from customers. So based on delete from customers kani 87 ka records where ang iyang country is Germany. So if we will try to look at this one, dapat si number 6 mawala atong timanan na. Si number 6 dapat mawala. Wait, atong pangitaon sila din. Germany. So dapat si number 6 mawala, si number 17 mawala, si number 25 mawala pud gyapon. Si number 39, si number 44, si number 52, number 56, number 63, number 79 o si number 86 mawala. So all in all dapat na napulo kabuk nga mawala. Okay? So let's try to do this. So delete from customers where country is equivalent to Germany. So if you notice, na ay napulo kabuk nga nawala. So 86 minus 10 is 76. Atong i-check. Ay, 77 day, sorry. From 87 minus 10 is 77. So if you notice, maski pag imo ning bali-balihon, wa na kay makit-an nga Germany dani. Or you cannot look in, you cannot find any records with country na Germany. Kaya ato man gi-delete. So again, ang delete nga SQL is for us to remove a particular record. Question, sir, can we still undo it? No, delete. If you will be dealing with the database, wala na po tayong control Z na magaganap. Okay, wala nang control Z na allowed in the database. Kaya that's the last stage man of the storage. And then there's no particular recycle bin man in a particular database. So kung mag-delete ka, automatic yun na siya mawala. That's why we are very careful on doing SQL delete. And then we are also very careful nga delete tanan tagaan og access or delete tanan maka-delete. Okay? Sige. Let's try to entertain questions before I will provide or sa nagali do some examples or clarifications. Sige daw. Questions. Sige, question daw.
What if, sir, kung ipabalik to imong gipang delete? Mabalik
Dili.
pa to, sir?
Dili. That's what I mentioned a while ago. Di siya mabalik.
Sige, sir.
Pwede siya ma-manual pagbalik, sir.
What do you mean? Like, imo siyang i-insert balik? Sultin
I-type.
mo? Okay.
Yes, sir. I-type lang.
Eric, that will be our next one. Kaya siyang insert. Unya, next meeting pa na ako siya i-discuss.
Ay, ako yung sitting. Thank you po.
Quite advanced. That's good. That's good. We have here a question from Joe Williams. I think someone was raising their hand. Is raising this her hand. Kisa man to. So again, kung mag-delete kagali sa imong database, wala siya i-backup. So katong gingon ni Eric na, sir, pwede na ako siya i-type outro or ibalik. Pwede man. But then we will do that one on our next discussion. But then again, deleting and inserting it again is not a good practice, di ba? Kaya nakastored na guys sa database, meaning you will be using it ngano imo mag-delete, di ba? Try to think of it. So make sure na when you delete gali a particular record, it should be there are some reasons ngano imo siya delete. For example, duplicate siya, dapat siya i-delete. Ikadua, it's no longer being used by the company, so that's the time you can delete it. But if it's still in use by the company, do not delete it. Kay you will really be reprimanded, makasapan gid kag yun, and then probably you will be kicked out from the company, diba? Sige. Thank you for that question, Jeric and then Eric. Any other question para I can clarify? Jovelyn, what's your question?
Sa kuan lang sir baka nang delete kung maskin customer ID lang imong gi-specify dito sa where sir. Ma-erase kita ng record niya pilang contact name
Yeah.
and address.
Okay. Good question. In deleting bitaw dili siya ma-delete nga by column. Ma-delete siya kay painana, isa gid siya ka row gid silbig yun. Dili siya pwede nga. Sir, gusto lang nako siya i-delete ang katugaling kuan sir, ang gusto lang nako blankuhan ang kaning nga column, dili pwede. Okay? Kung mag-delete ka, it would mean nga you will be really deleting one row. Dili siya pwede nga mag-delete niya. Sir, kana lang akong i-delete. Okay? Did I answer your question?
Okay sir, thank you sir. Yes sir,
Okay.
thank you sir.
Pero, I will give you an example. Sir, what if kung gusto lang nako blankuhan lugar ang katugaling particular column? So we can do that actually, pero dili siya gamit ang delete. ang imong gamiton is update. So here's an
Okay,
example.
sir.
Here's an example. For example, kanyo lugar si number 5, blankuan ako iyang customer name. Ano gali, look what ay ko iyang kay si number 5 si Berglands gusto nimo nga blankuan iyang contact name. Nanim buhaton nato. So di sa delete update ang may tabo. So update customers set contact name equals ana lang silbi. Blanko lang siya. Where customer ID is equivalent to 5. At kung testingan kung mugana ba siya? Ayan. Gana siya guys. So select all from kabantay mo every time bitaw nga mag-update ko o mag-delete kay always do select all customers para ma-check na ako kung nawala ba gid siya or na-update ba gid siya. So if you notice, tanong gani, number 5, ay contact name wala. Nawala.
Wala, sir.
Nawala.
Wala,
Wala.
sir.
So dili siya date akong gamiton. Akong gamiton kay update na lang. Okay? Kung gusto na akong
Okay,
mablangkuhan siya.
sir.
Okay. Any other question? Good question, Jovelyn. I appreciate that. Okay. Diba? It's the update and then the delete is quite complicated in a way nga dapat mag careful gyud ang magamit sa iyaha. But then if those people who will not be like say nagali, if you will not be as careful as possible, then expect nga there will really be a chaos either in your office or in your company if you will do it like wala ka nag tarong. But don't worry because if for example in a given company like tagaan kag responsibility nga inani, you will be trained man sad. Okay, you will be trained and then you will be provided with an instruction na po ihatag sa imo nga document nga you only need to update this one once you receive this form. If you cannot or if you did not receive any form, then don't update it. If you did not receive any instruction, bala pag verbal na siya. I will give you an example in TCC, like for example, kabantay mo, kung mag-change mo grade, sige daw di, who among you here have tried to change their grade? Like nag-request pa-change a grade. Or katubit taong na-INC and then na-comply nila ilang grado. Who have tried? Sige daw. Who can share? Na nakatry dani. Nga sir, na-INC ko sa una and then nag-comply ko and then na ako'y gibuhat. Na nakatry?
Yes, sir. Ako, sir.
Eric, what did you do? Naigyatag sa imong nga form wala.
Wala, sir.
Really? Pag INC?
Yes, sir. Gi-change na to ang grade, sir.
I dili change ang grade or INC?
Ay, hindi. Nasa gibot, like, INC incomplete na siya, yung blanco na ako, sir, gibot nga grado, tapos, gi-equals din siya din. Automatic na din, sir.
So wala kay gipilapan nga form lugar?
Ano, sir?
Wala kay gipilapan nga form? Walang form na binigay
Wala.
sa iyo? Really?
Wala.
Okay, I will bring that one.
Sir.
Okay. So maybe ka ng isolated case na Eric. Maria, naay form Maria, naay ka ng form na imong na fill upan?
Wala pa ay gipapangayuan ko kuan magkuha ako nung kog form dito sa TCC.
Yeah.
Mura to.
Okay. So if you notice na di ba
Papilapan daw ko no to.
Okay. Asa ang sige sa imo papilapan sa imong maestro, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, Eric, ako nang ikon imong case nimo. Let's try to
Ay, sa COC, magkusawa na, sir. Sorry, sir.
Sa COC today, sorry. So, sa TCC, we have here this, for example, the changing of INC to a particular grade is what you call an SQL update, di ba? Kay gikan sa previous grade, imo siyang i-change into something na new. So, with that one, if you notice, katong gi-share ni Maria Isabel Ilezo, nga sir, before daw ako ma-change akong grade into something na passing remark, kinahanglan nako i-fill upan nga form. So, just like what you will be doing yapon in your future work, you cannot do any changes on the records not unless there is a written or a documented form. Kung walay documented form, that would mean nga you are not allowed to do such things. Okay? Even gali in kada bitaw magpa-void, di ba ang magpa-void kay mura sag mag-delete baya sa og kanagaling item sa imong kana sa Jollibee bitaw, kung every time na they tap bitaw, before the manager will tap it, you will be asked, di ba? The manager or the one who's in charge will be asking you ng mag-void, di ba? Mag-void man ka. So they will be telling them nga, sir, na save og punch ina, di ba? So basically, before you do update and delete, you are required to ask a lot of things, like for example, records, documents, and all such things. Okay? Sige. Any question regarding the topic we had today? Sige daw. Okay. Wala po silang question. Please type delete in your in-call messages for me to close SQL delete na discussion. Okay. Okay, I receive a lot of responses. I think we have a good audience man siguro karon. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Okay, before I will dismiss you guys, I need you to please take note of the following dates to remember. Ato sang klarohon na para you can ask questions later on dayon. So, please take note of the following. Wait, let me get my calendar first. By October 8, sige. October 8 will be our last discussion before midterm exam. Okay? So before I will provide the midterm exam, we'll still have our last discussion, which is October 8. And then our examination or midterm exam will be October 15. Ayan, midterm exam. Midterm exam for BSBA. Ayan. Muna sa atong calendar na atong tanawon na. And then the grades, BSBA, I know you are very particular with your grades. For the availability of the grades, based on our manual, faculty manual, the grades of the for midterm will be available 10 days after. So expect na your grades will be posted. Wait muna ha. Expect that your grades will be posted within October 24 to 28. Ano nga dates? Yan. Posting of midterm grades. Class Mayor, kindly take note of this one. Guys, midterm pa beta ha. Di pa siya final ha. Posting of midterm grades. And then, with this one gapon, another thing to remember, sa midterm grades, you will then know kung kinsa ang drop. Okay? During sa midterm, sa posting of midterm grades, you either, naay inyong madawatan, either you pass, you failed, or you are dropped. Once you will be labeled as dropped, then ano ko mabuhat na, sir, who will be considered as pass? So for those who are for those who are constantly participating and joining our class, expect kahit lang nga, ang criteria is of course you have constantly attended our classes. You have also got good scores during our quizzes, and of course you will fail if you have attended the online sessions but then you don't have good grades or good scores. Okay? So you need to pass your midterm exam para gid dako gid ang bawi. And then for those who will be dropped, those people nga dili gid ga-attend sa online classes, I will drop them in the in my class list para as early as midterm you will know na dayon. Sir, will there be chances na maihatag? Wala na. Kaya wala na ko'y mahatag na chance gyud. Especially if mutungab sila is after pa sa midterm. Remember, midterm is almost 50% baya of your grade. So, ang passing grade baya kay 75 and above. So kung 50% pa lang daan, zero na ka. So I cannot save you na dayon. Okay? So please tell your classmates who are not joining us na do good in midterm para at least man lang mabawi na to sila. Pero again, those who are not joining in our online sessions, ako silang i-drop. Okay? Class mayors, can I hear some response from the class mayors? Are they here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kelim, sa patugali, I think I have 4. Okay. Theresa, who else? Ferlin, and then the other one, kulang sa isa. Kisa yung class mayor, sir, pinakalas.
Mamba, sir.
Sir, Mamba.
Okay. Please coordinate this info sa inyong mga sinagali, sa inyong mga classmates para they are aware on what will happen. Okay? Okay. So before I will dismiss you guys, please turn on your camera. Let's have a picture for documentation. Again, class mayors, please don't forget to tell your classmates regarding the dates.